Hello, everybody. Mixed feelings today. Mixed feelings. Yeah. Um. All right. I gotta do. Whew, look at that mic volume. That is clipping like crazy. Let's bump that down a little bit. Hopefully that makes your ears bleed a little less. Let me put this on cam only for a second so I can go through and share all the links. But how are we doing tonight? I had a interesting week at work. Can't talk a lot about that because I'm under NDA for most of the stuff I do at work now. Presumably, I haven't actually signed one. But that does seem, like you're not supposed to go sharing what you're working on. All right, let's grab this one for YouTube. Give everybody some time to kind of roll in. Okay, so there's YouTube. Rumble is working this time. I know nobody watches on Rumble, but I do strive to offer it as a service. It's always good to, diversify. Hey, Mr. Arrow Capital Fellow, welcome to the chat. Yeah, it's not every time you're able to make it, so glad to have you. You beat me to you beat me on sharing all the links. Haven't gotten done with that yet. I might have to burst your bubble. Sorry, Mr. Arrow Capital Fellow. I'm not super thrilled either. But that is the first topic of today, and yeah, let's just get into it. Close that down. So let's roll back the clock by a lot, and I wish I had sources pulled up. I only got home from work like a few minutes ago, so unfortunately I'm not as professional and prepared as Space Tomato would be. But, and I can barely read chat. I need to angle my graphics tablet differently. Let's see if I increase the monitor height. There we go. That makes things visible. So, actually, the Rumble site, it says it's sending data, but it doesn't actually say streaming. So, who knows if that's actually working. Anyways, let's roll back the clock. When Star Citizen was first announced, this was an indie project led by critically acclaimed Chris Roberts, mastermind behind other successful games like Freelancer, and I believe it's that one that was supposed to have a sequel, ended up getting bogged down by feature creep, and it didn't end up releasing in any kind of the state that Chris Roberts wanted it to be. I might be butchering that history a little bit, but anyways, Star Citizen gets announced, and people are super excited because it's coming from one of these prize developers that had made an amazing game before, right? And this was going to be his pièce de résistance, the magnum opus of Chris Roberts. And I think in many ways it's very obvious how that is coming to pass, right? Like Star Citizen is it's a world on its own, right? No other game comes close to doing what Star Citizen is trying to do. And with that in mind, it's going to require a lot of money to make this possible. And so what they did is they introduced the pretty dubious decision to sell spaceships, since those were at the time the only content in the game because there was no game. Selling spaceships seemed like a logical way to fund the game, and it has been extremely successful. 800, let's see, it's 800 million, right? I almost said the B word, but then that would mean that this is almost $1 trillion game, and I know that that's not right. Yeah, 800 million. So we're close to $1 billion spent by fans of the game, some investors, but mostly selling ships. Right? This started back in 2012. But this was always being done with the idea that it was only going to be during the alpha, right? Because if you're selling ships, then what are you going to be progressing towards? Yeah, and I'm going to get to that, Schlag. If you're selling ships for perpetuity, what are you leaving players to work towards as a game, right? And I think that this last SitCon was an attempt in some ways to kind of answer that question, what will there be besides ships to earn? And we have base building, station building, crafting. There's all these mechanics that will offer some kind of long-term progression. But when it comes down to it, ships are still a major part of the long-term progression chain. And as long as they are being sold for profit, they aren't part of the game. They are part of the store. And so it was dubious then, and there's been this hope that we would be moving back towards that original plan to stop selling ships and transition to a more traditional fundraising strategy. Something like selling cosmetics or doing even a battle pass. Like, I would not be upset if CIG released a battle pass. They would have to come out with a lot more cosmetics than they currently have to make that even worth it. But in my mind, a battle pass is not offensive, as long as it's cosmetics only and the items sold do not have an effect on gameplay. What we have now is a step in the wrong direction. Instead of moving away from selling ships, now we're selling ship components as well. And so it adds on to the original sin of selling ships and doubles down, making it worse. Which is why I'm sorry to say, Aero Capital fella, I can't offer you that that relief you're looking for. I am upset that they are trying to sell ship components. I do not think that these belong on the store in any form whatsoever. These should be strictly available in game, because you should be playing the game to get stuff. We should be seeing less and less being sold on the store in that affects gameplay, and more in the form of cosmetics and trivial things that do not affect gameplay. The blades, now you have this curious situation where I can buy a Gladius, and then I can buy a blade for the Gladius, and I can ensure that if I come up against any player with equal skill but limited funds, and they're flying a stock Gladius that maybe they earned in game, I still have a win button. I can have better maneuverability than they can simply by virtue of using my plastic card. And, you know, I'm really excited about the Idris too, right? We're going to take a look at it. We're going to hopefully get to some shenanigans in game. If there's anybody looking to hop into the Discord and hang out, we are going to be playing with the Idris. I think it's really unfortunate that the release of the Idris has been tainted by what is a bad move by CIG and the marketing team. This could have been a week of just straight victories, and instead they really there's this idea of something called the they basically pulled a compliment sandwich on us, right? This has different terms. Poop sandwich is another one. But if we think of the game in its current state as the first piece of poop, right? You give us the Idris, which is a massive piece of meat that would have made a fantastic sandwich. And then you cover it with another bun of poop. And that is this drama going on with the flight blades. So you did one major, really good thing in getting the Idris out. But that doesn't exonerate you from everything else that is wrong with this strategy. My plastic card is tapped out. I paid for the Idris and all its kits. And you know what? I mean, in reality, every time we spend money to get a ship that we could have earned in game, we're cheating ourselves of gameplay, right? Like, I'm happy for you, Dirty Wolf. I'm not trying to make you feel bad for having bought a ship. But now you can't earn it in game, right? And if you watch other content creators like Salty Mike, that's going to be the major argument that they're putting out, is that you're undercutting your playability by just expediting it with a credit card. And CIG shouldn't be giving players that option, because why wouldn't you do that? Thankfully, my credit card is busy doing other stuff, so I can't buy any ships. But I wouldn't feel very inclined to do so anyways right now. And CIG has so much that they could sell that people would be absolutely thrilled with. Like, we're going to get to this post in a minute, but let's start. Oh, I actually had homepage pulled up here. Let's go to the pledge store and look at paints. Right? They do create some amazing cosmetics, right? $3 for Ironweave. I feel like that's a really good price. If I still had an Avenger, I'd probably buy this. And I don't think that it can possibly be as difficult as it's... Like, the rollout of skins is very slow, which would make you think that it must be very difficult to get these skins out. But it can't be that hard, right? And if you had all kinds of skins, like, you have 2 for the Eclipse here, right? For the Avenger, you have 4. I own a Scorpius, and it actually has quite a few paints. It's been quite fortunate in that regard. You have 7 paints for the Hornet. Like, CIG, pump these out. There's no reason to not have minimum 10 paints for every ship in the game. You would make money selling paints. That is what every other AAA game does, and it clearly works very well. Even though they sell really stupid stuff, like Call of Duty, you can play as Nicki Minaj in multiplayer, which is just really stupid. I don't want them to go that far, but you could definitely make a lot more skins and make money that way. And then if you focus on just making the game playable, then you won't have any issues with money. Selling the flight blades seems like a very desperate move. And it has me concerned about, is there something going on economically that we don't know about? Of course, that is wild speculation on my part. I have nothing to really base that on except for the fact that this just feels like a really obviously bad move to sell the flight blades. But we've got some really great paints here. Why aren't there more of these? And I'll disagree with you actually a little bit, Dirty Wolf. I do not think gear should be sold in the store at all. I think, again, I agree with Salty Mike here. Those should have been split up into paints and gear. I should be earning my gear in-game, and then if I want a skin for it, I can get that on the store. That, I think, is what makes the most sense. It fixes so much of the issues that we have with balancing the economy, because every time something is sold on the store, it undercuts the ability to buy it in-game. It removes it as a progression item. And then you also add on to the fact that, well, anything that you buy can't be lost, then you doubly hurt yourself from a progression standpoint, because now there's no risk that you will ever lose that. And so you buy it once, and now you always have heavy armor, right? Like, take me back to the page before. Here we go. Like, you buy this $40 kit. $40 is kind of a lot. That's more than I want to spend for 3 armor sets. But anywho, you get a nice balance, right? You got some light, medium, heavy. You buy this, you never have to worry about armor again. You're done. And so every time you sell something like this on the store, you undercut its existence in the game. Then you extrapolate this out, right? I lead the small org that is Odd Job Entertainment. If we're competing against other people that spend more money than us, then we're going to lose, right? They're just going to have more resources, and we can't beat resources that never disappear. I certainly hope this won't lose gear, only applies to base gear, but you lose any crafting upgrades tweaks on it when you die and abandon it. See, I would like to see something like that, very much so. If you had to, and this is something that I've actually talked about in other videos as well, when you die, I don't think you should lose everything, right? But you should go back some degree. And that is a great way to do it. If you had like modules built into the armor where, oh, I had a cybernetic enhancement that gives me improved night vision, that makes it so that there is something that I get to earn again, right? To get back up to my previous power level. And that gives me something to keep in stock and to craft. Because if I die, I'm going to lose my cybernetic enhancements. Eve actually does that. And I think that it's a really good idea that falls nicely into Star Citizen. A lot of the Eve economy does. But anything that is sold on the store, just to reiterate, anytime you sell something that impacts gameplay, you undercut gameplay for everyone else when you sell it on the store. And that's just not a good move. It's a great way to kill your game long term. So, where we should have been stepping away from selling ships and away from selling power in the pledge store, now we're doubling down and we're selling even the smaller pieces that make that ship even better. Which is just a really disappointing move. So, that's my thoughts on it. Let's read through some of the stuff going on with Spectrum. Actually, I need to go through the dev tracker. Do the same with characters. If you regen or backspace, you lose your stat boost built over time by using the character. Lose the efficient takedown, force resistance, strength, agility. Yeah, and you can tweak how much of that you lose too, right? Like, if you had a top tier character that maxed out on G-Force, right? It would feel pretty bad to get stuck with, assuming that there's a sizable difference, right? It would feel pretty bad to get stuck with the default again. And depending on how much time you had spent earning that stat boost, that might feel pretty scummy, especially with how random death can be. You know, maybe I just get super lucky and bean someone in the head from a mile away with my sniper rifle, right? Is it exactly fair that I take all their progression away from them? No. And that would probably just drive people away if that were the case. But you can lose some of it, right? You can make penalties for death without making it egregious. Alright, so let's start here. Introducing flight blades. Shape your ship's behavior. If it'll even load. I know that they've been having some issues with how many people have been reacting and interacting with this post, so it might not load. That might be our answer, folks. I have this one pulled up. Let's read this one. This is the Band-Aid post. Oh, it did pull up. Okay, cool. What are flight blades? In simple terms, flight blades are components that go into your ship's computer ports to adjust its flight behavior in two key ways currently. Speed increases your straight line top speed, and maneuverability improves your ship handling. So everything that I know about dogfighting says that this is your win button. I don't see any reason to go for speed because you will not be at top speed during the majority of a dogfight unless you're trying to get away or catch up. But most of the time, if you're doing any kind of dogfighting, maneuverability is your win stat. If you can outroll them, if you can out-turn rate them, you can keep your cannons on target, and they can't. Oh, did they? With the flight blades, they also quietly reduced every ship's maneuverability. It's actually been a minute since I've played Star Citizen, so that might be interesting to check out. That would be funny. Create the problem, then sell you the solution, right? There's another company that does that. I can't remember who it is. But it seems like creating a problem and then selling the solution is something very common with certain large companies. Anywho. While using flight blades can boost one area, it comes with a trade-off, as you'll see a reduction in another to balance things out. This isn't about chasing raw upgrades, it's about making meaningful changes and further dialing in your loadout to reflect your playstyle. Whether you're prioritizing speed or maneuverability, flight blades offer real player choice, allowing you to fine-tune the behavior of your ship to align with how you fly, fight, and operate in the verse. We've put together a quick FAQ. Do people say FAQ or FAQ? I always read it in my head as FAQ, but then it sounds weird to say that out loud, so maybe it's FAQ. What flight blade types are available? Currently, there are two types. Precision handling balanced flight blades focus on maneuverability. So again, this is your pay-to-win blade. And top speed balance flight blades focused on speed, which I couldn't care less about that one. If I was going to get one, it would be the maneuverability every time. Which ships can equip flight blades? The following ships will be the first to have compatible flight blades, with more to come. Aegis Gladius, Aegis Avenger, Aegis Redeemer, RSI Scorpius, Argo MPUV, kind of a random pick, Anvil Arrow, Anvil Pisces, Aegis Hammerhead. These ships were selected for the initial rollout of the flight blade to cover a broad spectrum of playstyles and ship roles, but this is just the beginning, and there are plans to make flight blades available for other ships in the future. So I think if we actually look at this list, these are the top contenders for PvP content. You have the Gladius, the Arrow, which are the light fighter meta. You have the Aegis Redeemer, which if you have a few friends, this is an amazing ship to get into shenanigans with, just because of how powerful it is. If you have even more friends, then obviously the Aegis Hammerhead. So these are all focused around combat. The exception is the Argo MPUV. So I guess that's how they say a broad spectrum of playstyles and ship roles. But I think in reality, this is all about combat. Speed 1 gets SCM from 225 to 233. Let's see. Do some quick maths. Why do Europeans say it that way? I do not like that. Maths. It makes what is already kind of a challenging word, just because it's a TH, even harder to say. Like, at that point, you're just bullying people who their native language is not English. I'm supposed to do it this way. There we go. So that's a 3.5% increase. What do you think, chat? Is 3.5% increase the top speed worth $18? Can flight blades be used across entire ship families? And again, I'll be honest, I read these ahead of time because I want to give my thoughts about it and not just a reaction, but that's just the way that I roll. Can flight blades be used across entire ship families? This is another really dumb decision, in my opinion. Flight blades are version specific, meaning they're designed for specific ship models and configurations, not across entire ship families. Not across entire ship families. For example, while all the ships in the Aegis Avenger series will get flight blades with this release, the Avenger Stalker can only utilize the specific Avenger Stalker flight blades. The RSI Scorpius Antares can only utilize Antares flight blades, etc. I mean, if you're really looking for extra dials to be able to tweak for tuning and balance for, the game overall, fine, I guess. But this just seems like it's overcomplicating what already is not needed. Like, what is Flight Blades giving you that we weren't already going to get with engineering? Like, wasn't that the whole point of having engineering, was to be able to tune your ship to get different kinds of performance characteristics out of it? What is Flight Blades doing for that you couldn't already do with the incoming systems already? Right? Like, if I give more power to my engines, shouldn't that increase my top speed? Or couldn't that increase my top speed, I guess? Do flight blades give me a competitive advantage? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Everything after, basically a lie. Flight blades offer tuning flexibility, giving you more control over your ship's behavior. There's no shortcut to mastery. It's all about making smart decisions. Oh my gosh. I'm getting so frustrated I can't talk. There's no shortcut to mastery. It's all about making smart decisions for how you want to fly. Wrong. Wrong. You buy the maneuverability blade because that's going to make your ship better. It does give you a competitive advantage. Full stop. How do I equip flight blades? Like everything, through the terrible Vehicle Loadout Manager app in your Mobiglass. Simply swap the default blade with the new flight blade as you would with your other components. How do I move flight blades between ships? To move a flight blade between ships from one Gladius to the other, for example, you'll need to first swap it out in the VLM by replacing it with the default blade. You can then equip the flight blade on the other ship. Can flight blades be destroyed? In the initial implementation, flight blades are not destructible or damageable as their location is not physicalized on ships. In the future, they will be housed within the computer item of ships and then be subject to normal component damage rules. So, nothing there that we didn't already know, but then there's that caveat of, oh, if you buy it, you'll always have it. So you'll always have a boost to your Gladius performance if you buy it in the store. We can't wait to see how you use flight blades to customize your ships, whether you're after speed, maneuverability, or finding the right balance. This is just the beginning of expanding ship tuning as part of horizontal progression. We'll be keeping an eye on feedback, oh yes you will, as you explore how flight blades fit your playstyle. Got a setup that's working for you? Share it with us. Yeah, if these emojis are anything to go by, people have not been super stoked. Introducing new paywall content. This makes me sad. I wish they would not. I do too, Neurosis Puddle. Anyone else own one of these? Remember when we were going to have research blueprints and crafting, when we were going to be able to make juiced up components and sell them out of our merchantman and privateers? Do you remember Torsten's sitcom talk on engineering we were getting any day now, and how one of the 3 engineering skills was that of a tuner? Yeah, exactly. Where you could tweak components for a little more speed but a little less efficiency and so on before you set out as part of mission prep. Well, forget all that. Just buy everything instead. You are incorrect here, Noodles McGee, because Star Citizen hasn't been a game that you play. We were getting up to that. This was the year to make it a game that you play. You know, fix all the problems, make it run well, and then we would have a game that you play. But instead, we decided to just cut to the chase, undercut everything, and now everything can just be up. You just have the knowledge that you're going to buy whatever you want on the store. So then, Xylo was dragged into the forefront to respond to all the criticism. And I don't envy Xylo's job, because his job is basically to just try to put out fires and then get dumped on when the answer is not satisfactory. And it wouldn't be a terrible job if they would have satisfactory answers, but this isn't it. Throughout Star Citizen's evolution, one fundamental principle has remained paramount. Everything you pledge for to support our development will eventually be attainable through gameplay. See, I thought it was we were paying to support the game so that eventually we would play the game. Right? So, like, I didn't invest in Star Citizen with this idea that I was always going to be paying to play. Like, eventually there was supposed to be, you would play to play. And now it's, everything can be sold, so nothing has value in the game. We're pushing 11 patches this year instead of 4. We're crushing more bugs than ever, building more exciting content, moving faster than ever to make the persistent universe a better experience for everyone. And in moving that fast, we miss a step. More than a step, guys. But I will give them credit. This has been the most playable Star Citizen has ever been for me, and there is a palpable difference between this year and last year, at least from my point of view, that the game performance has been getting better with each patch. To be clear, the new flight blades will be obtainable for AUEC in our next patch this June. That's not the problem, Xylo. The problem is that you are selling them at all. These are not items that should be sold. These should just be in the game. If they're even needed at all. Again, I go back to, why do we need these? What do flight blades do that we couldn't already do with engineering? We followed our usual approach by offering early access on the Pledge Store to help support development. But after some reflection, we've decided that for smaller components like flight blades or bomb racks, they should be available in-game at the same time they appear on the store. Just take them out of the store. Alright? Take the loss on this one. Major L. Get them out of the store. Refund people that have bought them. This is a bad decision and sets a bad precedent. The choice has and should always be yours. If you want to support the project early, you can, but it's not required. If you own a game package, you'll be able to pick these up with in-game currency in our next monthly patch. And for future gameplay kit introductions, we'll ensure these items are obtainable in-game on day one. Again, still not fixing the problem. I think that there's going to have to be more follow-up to this. Enough people are upset that hopefully there can actually be some positive change, because this is just scummy. But I don't want to spend all night focused on this. CIG did do some cool stuff this week, and that's what I want to transition to talking about. So CIG released the Aegis Idris, which can't be overstated, is a really big ship for the game. Right? It's literally the biggest ship that we have access to thus far. And now it's in the game. So let's start by watching the trailer for it. Here we go. And they're showing it in kind of a stealth role with this, which is, I don't know, kind of funny in my mind. Like, I don't think you're hiding an Idris. Just by virtue of its size, the signature of this thing is massive.
Not idle.
It's just this idea that you're
quiet preparation.
Sneaking up in an Idris. This part seems kind of silly.
Intention.
But this is something I've been asking for a long time. Beam weapons.
Resolute. To watch and wait. So, you hold against haste, beyond fear, because you trust. From that quiet, your moment will come.
So, pretty cool trailer. Kind of reminds me of like Lockheed Martin type advertisements and older, well, I guess the newer military ads are like this now too, but there's a brief stint in between older and the newest ones that they were very different, if you know what I mean, without spelling it out. But like this gets you pumped. It's like, oh yeah, I want to see the Idris. I want to go shoot big guns.
What is the Idris?
It's a big bloody spaceship.
Yes, it is.
The Idris for me was almost like the second stepping stone of 100% belief that we could make this project a reality. We took the concept off Ryan Church many, many years ago. I think it was one of the first ones that got developed for the game. Huge undertaking across the board. And when I first saw that taking off in that demo with the crew on board, it was a true sort of like, okay, we can do this, we can deliver on the promise that Chris had envisioned, several years before.
Can't believe how old that UI looks now. It's been such a long time since that demo.
The Idris is a frigate
I'm so
used by
old.
the UE Navy, but it was also available to civilians in a sort of wide range of specifications.
It's one of the more sought after ships that people have wanted to use in the universe for just one of the longest times at this point.
The perfect solo ship.
It has enough crew and provisions on board to support long duration patrols.
I do like the shark skin. I'm surprised we don't have more of these. Again, CIG, you have plenty of cosmetics to sell. Just make shark skins. Anything that is a combat ship should have a shark skin.
It has plenty of armament to defend itself and attack aggressors, and hangars on board for a wide range of ships. There are multiple versions of the Idris, the most popular being the Idris P.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is... Like, the 890J has a hangar, right? And it can fit a 300i. But one of the things that is special about the Idris is the size of an individual ship that it can fit is the biggest thus far in the game, right? Like, the Polaris has a sizable hangar too, but there's still a... Let's see, does the Arrow fit in the Polaris? I think there was an issue with the wings, right? Like when those were folded up, it wouldn't close or something. Yeah, shark with frickin' laser beams on their head. Yeah.
The P standing for Peacekeeper.
So yes,
This
you
is
can
the
fit more ships in the
civilianized
Idris, but you can also
version
fit
of the Idris.
larger ships.
It trades some of the prior military assets for increased cargo storage. At its core, it is essentially a flying hangar with all the crew facilities around that.
What's very good at, though, is killing things.
Arrow is fine in Polaris.
Starts
Okay, I
with
must be
a
just
front upper manned turret,
misremembering
which
then.
is size 5. This is swappable, which we'll talk about in a bit. Then there are 7 additional size 5 turrets
okay.
spread across
Yeah,
the
the
top and
carrack.
bottom of the ship.
These are perfect for dealing with mid-sized targets and give you fantastic coverage across the whole ship through all the different angles they could approach you from.
Whilst they are lasers by default, you can swap them to a wide variety of other weapons in the game.
But that's not all the firepower that the ship has to offer. It also has 4 remote turrets, which are size 4.
So, sorry, quick note. Anytime they talk about something like that where, oh, the turrets can cover every angle, there's generally going to be someone commenting, oh, but it doesn't cover this angle. I can just sit in this angle and shoot at it all day. And I think that what people don't realize is, unlike in real life where you are trying to make the best plane, ship, carrier, whatever your military equipment happens to be, you're trying to make the absolute best. Unless you're in India making the INSAS, which is an assault rifle that is comically bad. This is the most widely shared image, and much to its credit, it literally has poop in the image. So, foreshadowing, INSAS, not a good rifle. It is poop. But generally speaking, you're trying to make the very best military equipment you can. So, if you were designing a bomber that's going to be flying slow, and you know it's going to be vulnerable, you would add a turret to it to try and cover all of the angles where it would be vulnerable from, right? But that's not necessarily true in a video game, right? Because in a video game, you're trying to build in deficiencies that don't necessarily exist, right? Throughout history, there has been this ebb and flow as different countries jockey for power, and they figure out a weakness that the original designers hadn't anticipated with that same bomber, right? Okay, they've got the turret that covers the angles, but it's still vulnerable to this kind of attack, right? And that prompts the first country to then do their next iteration where they try to fix that problem too. In a video game, though, we're trying to simulate all this built-in history that isn't really there. We don't live in a world that's 900 years in the future. We're trying to just replicate the feeling that that comes with, which means that it ought to be a very intentional thing that turrets don't cover every angle if they don't. The Hammerhead, good example, it has 6 turrets in total, but it still has blind spots. And those blind spots are a game balancing decision. Or at least I like to think they are, right? Idris P has every angle if crude, but bottom 2 turrets are size 3s. Yeah, and so again, like, if you're in a larger ship that can take those size 3s, then you would be aiming for the bottom of the Idris. And if you're in a lighter ship, you know, a fighter, and you're trying to put some shots on target, you would still be going for the bottom of the Idris, because that's where you might survive, right? It's getting toasty in this room. Gotta turn on my AC. And the turret speed is another balancing decision, right? Like, in a video game, you don't actually have a lazy Susan bearing or friction that prevents a turret from being able to turn quickly. So you can have everything just snap quickly to where you are aiming, but games don't do that because that's part of how they balance the... What the heck? Why is... It was just off? It's weird. You don't do that in games because you want there to be some semblance of balance, right? It's not just trying to emulate the fact that, well, the real world tank can't turn super fast, because there's no real world equivalent to a turret on a massive spaceship like this. It just doesn't exist. So the only reason why you keep that going forward is because you're trying to give players a chance to be able to take on an Idris and not just have it be invincible.
Which are a little bit better at dealing with more agile fighters.
So at this point in the game, you are looking at having a minimum of 12...
And am I correct in seeing that these are remote turrets where the larger turrets were manned?
12 people on an Idris P to fully crew just the weapons.
So make sure you've got plenty of friends to tag along.
Obviously, flying a ship this big with this much armament makes yourself...
And I'm not trying to say... I'm not trying to argue with you, Schlag, or like say you're wrong. I'm just saying that, like, if there is any perceived weakness in a ship design in a video game, it may be that that's intentional for the sake of game balance. It might not always be that the developers just missed something entirely, right? That seems to be the assumption that people have, but a lot of times it is just going to be, well, I mean, this is how you make the Idris killable instead of just, again, invincible. I feel like I need to get a title card reaction so I can just like put that on screen and have invincible play every time I say that. Maybe I'll work on that this week between streams.
A big target, and for that reason, the Idris comes with...
Of course, I'm not coordinated enough with OBS to be able to do that reliably, so that's probably never going to happen.
On ships like the Polaris and 890 Jump. For those of you lucky enough to have an Idris M, it comes with a number of key differences that improve the Idris P. Primarily, it comes with a size 10 railgun.
And I think you have both. Am I right, Schlag?
Default equipped on the nose.
Now, anyone that's taken part in any of the Idris missions and been unlucky enough to...
Or at least I think that was the case at some point. Maybe that's not the roster today.
You all know how devastating that can be when it hits.
The upper front turret is upgunned to a size 7 turret. The cargo room is replaced by the missile launcher. and it has increased armor over the base Idris P. But it does lose the lower rearman turret for all these other changes, so it's not perfect.
Okay, that's what it was.
For those Idris P owners who want a bit more bite to their Idris and missed out on getting an Idris M, we do offer 2 ways to sort of improve your Idris P. The Idris K kit and the Idris T kit.
This
So you
is a
have the
kit.
Clazer.
It's not a whole Idris.
They are simply Idris M's or P's with additional items swapped out in their loadout.
It's parts. I can't. The amount of times
Because it often gets confused, and it has been over the years.
that I've had to remind people there isn't an Idris K.
There is no such thing as an Idris T variant.
It's an aftermarket kit. Anyway,
The Idris K kit comes with a bunch of new items that can be applied to the Idris. Primarily, there is the size 10 laser beam that goes in place of the railgun.
the beam is one of the first real beam weapons that we've added to the game. Obviously, you've got the mining laser.
Now, here's my lingering disappointment with laser weapons in Star Citizen, and that is simply that they're all red. Okay? There was a fantastic video put out not so long ago by a creator. You might know him. Goes by Odd Job Entertainment. And they did what I think is just the best video talking about ship weapon color variety. Oh, there's my sister. She's fine, by the way. Her hair's coming back. Let's see. Where was it? Did I pass it? I think I passed it. Oh, I did a playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn back in the day. No one has ever watched these. I also used to do art tutorials. That's kind of wild. I do art on the side, but never took off on the YouTube. I'm not good enough for that, I guess. I'm good enough that people tell me I should take my art more seriously, but not good enough that I can actually take it seriously, if that makes sense. Yeah, okay, here's the video. Let's watch this. Let's see, where's the scene?
Is very much not boring, and you should definitely check it out when we're done here. But we know what
one of my
direction the
favorite
blasts are
scenes
coming
in
from
Star
at a
Wars,
glance.
man. The
Key
red and
element
blue.
to achieving this is the contrast
So
and color
cool.
of the red and blue laser blasts. We can see how much.
And basically, the conclusion I came to in this video was you could have a tiered system where, as you go up in weapon size, it moves along the visible section of the electromagnetic spectrum. So if you get hit by some Mace Windu blasts, you know that you're probably going to die pretty quick. Maybe the weapon sizes wasn't the best way to go. You know, people made some arguments that way, but I mean, come on, look how cool it would be to have green. Like freaking green lasers in Star Citizen. I've got my Mirai Guardian. It needs some green lasers. It's a TIE fighter. It's a TIE interceptor. No, sorry, TIE silencer, because the Fury is the interceptor. I just want more color, right? Not everything needs to be gray and red. And we get a lot of gray and red in Star Citizen. Right? That's all I'm saying.
But this is
Mix
an
it up a
actual
little.
weaponized version of it. And if anything gets in its way, it's going to quickly wish that it hadn't. The next item in the kit is a size 7 manned missile turret, which replaces the front turret of the Idris.
It also comes with 5 additional PDS weapon systems to help fill the additional slots on the P, and a cool black and red paint. The new Idris T kit is a companion to the K kit, and it sort of takes your Idris in a less weapon focus and putting it into more of a torpedo and ordnance focus.
So the first thing is a new nose-mounted weapon. A set of size 12 torpedoes, a total of 20 of them, that fire out of 4 fire ports. Now obviously, that's a lot of torpedoes. And for anyone that watched one of our more recent Citizen Cons, here's a message back for Elwyn. the Polaris.
The views and opinions of Mark Gibson do not represent those of Cloud Imperium Games, Roberts Space Industries, or its subsidiaries. They do represent Jared Huckabee's, though.
The top turret is an alternate size 7 bespoke ballistic cannon turret.
Which is going to add some
What is the damage difference between the size 10? Because the Polaris does size 10s, right? And now the Idris can do size 12s. So we haven't had the Polaris that long before it got replaced as the most powerful ship. I guess eat your heart out, Polaris owners. So let's grab that, and then let's pick this up. Is Urkel even... Okay, they do have an update here. Let's see. Yeah, but that's not saying anything, Wills, because you can one-tap the Polaris cockpit with an Aurora. Unless that has been fixed. Press X to doubt, I suppose. Yeah, may as well fly Auroras at the target. I mean, you have to respawn at that point, but they're dead too. So 1.6 million per torp on the size 12s. That is a lot of damage. What about the size 10s? I guess I can easily look at that one myself, huh? That's it's around here somewhere. Torp. Where are you at? Veritas. That must be giving all 7 together, right? Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's about double the damage of a Polaris torpedo, which is not nothing. That's pretty pungent. And to your point, Schlag, the neutron repeaters one singular weapon is not enough to say we have color variety. This is some old UI. How long? 5 years ago? I need more, man. I want more color. Everybody go give Hayabusa a little subscribe. Well, hold on. Let's see what other videos they have. Oh, they don't have that much about Star Citizen. Maybe a little bit. I want more. That's all I'm saying. Plus, we don't have any green. Again, with the green. We don't have any green laser blast. Do you know how cool it would be to fire green from my TIE silencer? Come on.
serious firepower.
Come on, man.
The last piece is 5 additional PDS systems. These ones fire missiles rather than energy weapons.
In addition to that, this also comes with another unique skin you've never seen before.
I do like this sequence. I actually just rewatched A New Hope earlier this week.
Ship, including the exterior from the top down, there is no space conserved. It's packed. One of the most impressive spaces on the Idris is the main hangar. This is the center operations. It's where you come and go, where you land your ship. You've got everything that you need, plenty of space.
You can see space for offboarding cargo. It's got ramps for bringing in and out of equipment. The bridge is quite special.
I like the fact that it's almost a sort of glass house in space, full views all the way around.
You have this sense of importance, like you're commanding the vessel. The corridors, they're like the connective tissue of the ship. They're bold, they have a really distinct profile to them.
So they did the capture of the Tantive 4.
Some janitor kind of
they spoofed that, but constantly. You can't use the M pub hanger.
It really feels believable.
That's funny.
The mess hall is quite municipal, quite utilitarian. It's not the most extravagant space. I just like how tangible it is. The bunks have a very strong nautical, almost submariner type feel to them.
Submarines in Star Citizen win.
Another space I really enjoy is the engine room. It feels like a nuclear reactor. The theme with the ship is everything is functional and military. You get the impression that everything was designed for a purpose and space was at a premium.
The Idris has been a ship people have been waiting.
So, I guess it's going to take 900 years before nuclear reactors become the standard power plant of the future, because it's not happening today, and I guess they have it by the time Star Citizen is set. So there's a future for nuclear technology. It's just 900 years out.
Waiting for ages, and it means something different to everyone, and how everyone's going to use it is really down to them.
So what's the
Fox
deal here? I thought we
missions.
weren't going to release this until Squadron came out.
As Squadron has developed, and the Idris has been in the PU in various guises for quite some time now, it's been quite clear internally that the two versions are very different things now. And it's not going to be a spoiler for Squadron. Now, even after this ship releases, it's still going to evolve further.
We've still got lots in the pipe that we want to bring to the ship for Squadron, and hopefully it will trickle through to you guys in the PU as and when we're ready to release it.
So now we're really excited to release the Idris to the PU, and it's going to make lots of people super happy that it is finally here in the game.
We couldn't do it without the teams across the board. Artists, VFX artists, lighting artists, physics, code, narrative. There's so many departments and people
What about marketing? You didn't shout out marketing.
involved in bringing such a beast to life. Yeah, it's a big undertaking, so congrats.
At your command, now. So, pretty neat. Pretty neat. Alright, let's fire up the game. Let's go see this thing in real life. There's a tour at Area 18. Unless there was a surprise update between yesterday and today, I should have my game updated in preparation for this, because I'm a professional after all. Hearing the F5 war was a joy. I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at there, Wills. You got to dumb it down for me. I know what the F-55 is. Do you guys know the F-55? After the F-35, now we're going to be supposedly getting a twin-engine variant of the F-35, rebranded to be the F-55. Okay, am I crazy? Did I not click the launcher? The heck? Alright, and I'm playing on the Whale account today. to maximize shenanigan possibility. So, as anyone watching can see, Schlog's got a Idris queued up so that we can go have our own chaos in the verse. We are going to do a tour first, so if you are looking to join us, there's still some time to crew up on Discord. And Wills, if you want to blast that out and just say, maybe on like the Star Citizen channel, like, hey, come join us for Idris action. Something along those lines. If Dirty Wolf is still here, maybe we can pull him and his friends in too. Skip. Alright, we're gonna go Area 18. Keep this speedy. Security increased ahead of Invictus Fleet Week. The recent terrorist attacks in Stanton's system have put security forces on high alert for this year's Invictus Launch Week celebration. And while it's certainly a good time to see amazing ships and shop for new gear, the current situation has presented an opportunity to take on extra work and make some serious credits. From patrolling flight lanes to defending civilian vessels in distress, we encourage all guild members to plan on working extra hours this month to support the Navy's big day. They also announced that Lucas Baramsko, a decorated Navy veteran who's expanded into teaching pilots in the private sector, is offering a free Navy patrol training course, which we would highly recommend taking advantage of, whether you're a rookie pilot or a combat vet. There's surely something to be learnt from this pro. Attacks from frontier fighters remain a serious threat. Guild member sightings of the group spike, stoking fears of another attack. Mercenary guild officials are warning members to stay vigilant against attacks from the frontier fighters. A significant spike in the group's activity, along with a verified sighting of their leader, Amelia Boyd, prompted the action, building concern among guild officials that another large-scale strike might be in the works. Staying safe during the regen crisis with imprints no longer available, or return to former safety protocols encouraged. Basically, don't die. After last month's confirmation from Bioticorp that regens are failing at an alarming rate, mortality has once again become a top concern for working mercenaries, according to Crosshair's polls. But staying safe doesn't have to be a challenge. We look at 10 reader-submitted tips on how to survive. Oh! We were so close! Never in my life did I think that I'd be needing load times in Star Citizen to be longer. Of course, now I get to do that again, because you have to get into the verse to get your friend list to pop up. So I guess I can read that last snippet on the second go around. But staying safe doesn't have to be a challenge. We look at 10 reader-submitted tips on how to survive high-risk contracts. Guild Scavenger Hunt. To celebrate the Guild's ongoing support of the UEE Navy, those attending this year's Invictus can search the halls to discover some carefully stashed script prizes, which is just wild, like leaving Benjis on the floor. Invictus Shopper's Guide. From powerful fighting ships to the latest in weapons, turrets, and flight blades, our experts will help you pick which gear is worth grabbing from the show floor. Alright, cool. Now I'm caught up. Now I never want to see this loading screen again. I guess I'm a little out of practice because my throat is already kind of raw from talking so much on stream. I don't know if building up vocal calluses is a thing, but I guess my throat being sore is evidence that it might be. Alright. Want to shoot me a party invite? Thank you. I'll see the screen all month long. Exactly. It's like the weirdest kind of FOMO. Like, you want to make sure you read it, but then you forget that it's going to be there all month long. And now I'm kind of regretting that I read all of it, because now I'm not going to have anything to read for the next month. Like, FOMO never is a good thing, right? But this especially just kind of bites you in the butt after, because you don't actually gain any kind of advantage there. You just cheat yourself out of being able to just take it easy. What button am I looking? Okay, I am already down to 6. This feels... I want to lower my sensitivity more. I can work with that. Alrighty, ladies and germs. Boom! Wait. I didn't go up high enough, I don't think. Boom! There it is!
Area 18's Premier Centre for Business Development. Please consult any of our associates for help or rental opportunities.
Okay, wait. Before I go in here, if we're going to be playing in Idris, is there any point for me doing the tour upstairs? Or should I just go to the Bevic Convention Center? Like, we've already seen the Idris in tour format before, right? So I'm feeling like the answer is no. So let's go check out the Convention Center. What do you mean, no convention center? Or is that no, comma, convention center?
City Flight is proud to be the official transportation service provider of the Arcot Metropolitan Network.
Okay. Alright. See, that comma makes a difference. Holy cow. I cannot speak today. I'm pulling major Bidens and Bernie Sanders right now. I cannot talk. Let's see. Beep, beep, beep. 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 That's SOS. There you go. 3 dots, 3 dash, 3 dots. SOS. It's like that, the commas, it's like that meme, like, let's eat grandma, or let's eat grandma. Commas save lives, ladies and germs. What kind of weapons this guy got? Did you know that that phrase, ladies and germs, comes from the fact that a spermatozoa is a germ cell?
Now arriving.
There's your little biology factoid.
Tram
Right. I'm dumb. I was not supposed to get off there, was I? I should know better. I've played this game before. If they did follow, though, wouldn't they just get teleported back? Or we could just kill them? I guess they don't get teleported, though, huh? Because we did have that incident not too long ago where someone just downed our entire team when we were doing... We'd just gotten back from doing... What's the word I'm looking for? Things in Pyro. Contested zones. We had a little contested zone crew going, and then someone just got into our hangar and killed almost all of us. That was pretty sick. So you got some shirts. Some of these I think would actually be pretty cool merchandise. And people like me with no economic sense would probably buy them. Yeah, we've seen that display before. Is that the old Cutlass? I think it is. That's kind of wild. That's not even the latest Cutlass model. Update your diorama, CIG. What the heck? Yeah. Tribute to the... Oh, guys, take another step forward. There we go. Fighter Squadron 999. Big Idris hologram, couple Gladii floating around in there. Idris has no interior. I don't know why that happens to their holograms, but all of them do that. Maybe it's a resource saving thing where they just they choose not to render that, but then it still renders the framework, so I don't know. Still kind of weird. Doing a group photo here, it looks like. This one has me a little twisted, actually, because this came out with 4 size 4s, right? Which seems like it might be a better loadout than the 2 size 5s of the default Guardian. So I'm kind of confused why they went that route. There's a lot of people this time around, isn't there? We're going up. I don't care if you all fit. I'm getting on here. There we go. Yeah, so wouldn't it make sense, like, if you're going to make a missile-bound ship, wouldn't you want it to have less laser turret DPS? Oh, I guess it is a little different, huh? I'm glad you pointed that out, because I think it's that back room where the bed is. Unless I'm just forgetting things. Also possible. Alright, let me out. Yeah, this is our first event since server meshing. And, I mean, frames are respectable. They're not great, but it is Star Citizen. Here's the one that a lot of people are excited about, the Asgard. Which, I don't know. I am not... I do not care about this ship. Is it not just a bigger Valkyrie? Like, I look at this and I struggle to see what is actually different about it. Is that the only thing, though? Like, the Valkyrie has a cargo hold. It's in the same location. So this is just extended a little bit. And possibly a little taller. Because the Tonk is quite top-heavy. Alright, this is me gripping the turret. I guess they don't actually want you shooting off a Gatling gun in the middle of a convention center. So is it more so than basically a variant of the Valkyrie? Why can't I just walk off here? I fit. Still do that. Yield Avenger. Still a great starter ship. 10 out of 10, would recommend. Fighter Hall. Got the Anvil Arrow. And these are purchasable. Okay. Actually, what is that? Mass Driver. I don't play with Mass Drivers a whole lot. The F8 Lightning. Another really cool ship marred by controversy when it was introduced to the game. Got some ship components there. Neat. This looks like the Antares, because I'm not seeing a turret. But it could be tucked back here. Yep. Alright, so classic. Scorpius. The better Scorpius. And more pay-to-win stuff. Cool. The skin's neat, but it's not $30 neat. Gladius. Really wish people would clean up after themselves. Like, close it back up. Come on. Keep the ship looking nice.
For those with loved ones setting off today to begin their life in the Navy, stop by our friends and family to get a better understanding of what they have to look forward to in naval service.
More weapons. And this is the non-chi, I think, right? I was wrong. Okay, so I think they took what was basically just more engineering. I think they basically just cut this wall out, right? They made this all one larger room to get rid of the living spaces. I really like the Guardian. The TIE Silencer was my favorite thing to come out of the sequel trilogy. Because the rest of it was pretty bad, but the TIE Silencer was pretty cool. And I'm pretty happy I get to fly one in the game now. I really like the aesthetic.
More so than any other manufacturer, their reps and engineers are a common fixture at the Academy and Naval Bases.
A little bit of a lag spike there.
First-hand accounts of what works and what doesn't operate their ships to get a better understanding of what they have to look forward to in naval service.
What do we got over here? This is the Lonely Hall. Got the Argo MPUV with the tractor beam, Pisces, Red, the Mantis. These are all the ships that don't get quite nearly as much hype. The Medevac, which is actually a fairly impactful variant of what was aesthetically a lot of people's favorite ship. But yeah, pretty cool. Anything back here? Just components. What is this? Oh, cooler. Where's these flight blades that has everybody up in arms? It's got to be on one of these things, doesn't it? Oh, look at this one. It's so cute. It's like a little car battery. Whoa! That's some blinding light. What was that? Is that from that light reflecting off of the dome? Kind of an odd thing to have happen. Oh, here they are. Boo! Flight blades! Bad! Ugh! Icky. Alright, what else we got? Ground. Let's go check out the ground. Did we not? Do they have another Asgard on display? What's the deal with that? Or is that just a misprint? Oh, this is new. This is the new Gray Cat MTC. So, this is the new Missionary Training Center. If you're a viewer from Utah, you'd probably laugh at that. A bit smaller than I imagined. I don't see how you're going to fit a lot of people in here. Oh, that's right. The hall we were working our way to is over here. Super Hornet Mark II, which if you have a Mark II, there's very little reason to get the Super Hornet. Alright, Vanguard, Hammerhead, Beamer. Alright, we saw it? Cool. Moving on. Ground Combat Hall. Yeah. But they do not have the Tonk in it. Come on. So, Star Citizen has lots of cool ground vehicles. They just haven't served a purpose as of yet.
fighters like the
Oh, is that a new cannon for
with the UEE Navy. The truth
the
is
tonk?
that with the variety of operations and advances of the Empire, the Navy utilized a variety of ships, including some ones made for the private
All right, so now it can have a ballistic Gatling. That is kind of cool. Can I buy it on the store? Don't worry, guys. 900 years in the future, tanks will still have no visibility. And then this one's extra funny because there's no visible windows from outside.
For centuries, friends and family to come together and celebrate the pillars of duty, service,
Right, like,
and civic pride.
where are my eyes looking out? It's got to be through that white panel, right? And yet, no visibility. Like, if we're already faking it, like, do what the Asperia ships do and just give you some more visibility.
The latest line of defenders from Aegis Dynamics. With that kind of success, it's no wonder.
That's why these people are cowering, because you can actually move the gun around on that. Alright, we'll take a quick jaunt downstairs. Well, I actually haven't seen the TAC. I've seen the base. Let's take a quick look at this guy. Obviously it has additional turrets. They're quite large too. So that's cool. Alright, it's not letting me mantle there. So I guess I'll use the lift. Really not functional turret views? They look good from the outside. Crap. Just gonna try and back down the elevator so that I didn't have to do the animation. But hey, at least we didn't get stuck. This looks like a pretty good turret view to me. What are you talking about? Do I need to power the turret on, like look around to see how bad it is, or? Oh, so it just doesn't have good firing arcs. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Through the mountain. Secret tunnel. I guess that's supposed to be like a ammo bucket. So, this actually this actually goes along with a thought that I had about a video I want to make talking about dropships in particular. Having a bunch of seats in a row like this that are then very suddenly exposed to potential hostiles is not the greatest. Usually helicopters will have the seats oriented this way, and then you have a little bit of a wall that protects you from from being seen, and then you can fire out that way. I guess just make sure you stand up before the doors open, because otherwise you're just gonna die.
Already been battle tested throughout the Empire and beyond. With that kind of success, it's no wonder that the Navy expanded their roster.
Alright, where they put the stairs? There we go. Nothing over here. No extended room there.
Combat search and rescue training. They also have a few non-marine military personnel.
Oh, cool. I like these skins. I wonder how I can get these. Alright. Okay. We have seen the expo. Oh, I know, Wills. I'm just throwing shade. Everything is sold in the store. This game is pioneering ways to not play it. And $30 for FPS gear is wild. That's so much more expensive than what we've seen in the past. Alright, Wills, are you at the spaceport?
Is an opportunity for the public and the UE.
Alright. I am headed your way.
Service. We salute those taking their first step to their new
Tram now approaching. Tram now leaving the station. Stand clear of the doors.
That actually worked better than I thought. While it's moving slowly, you can just like strafe to the side, and then it's like you're not moving.
now arriving.
Will's is one-upping me here. I only have access to a large hangar. Will's has got that XL energy. Whew! She's big. This is the ship that you usually fly around and say that it's big. Now we have to walk the whole distance. Oof. Alright, how the heck do you get on this thing? I know it's got a back gate. See, that looks important. What does that do? Seeing any buttons? Oh wait, no, there's one on the other side. Not as important as it looked. That's a big gate. Well, just bring your friends right now, Sabansi. We can always use more viewers. Pretty sure that's bot traffic, though. Alright, here we are in the hangar. Pilot ready room. This is where pilots would go to powder their nose and check their hair. I thought I hit the button. I guess I didn't. Wait, no, there's a hallway leading to the pilot ready room. That, I guess, is what these lockers are for. No, I guess that is the room, huh? Got some stairs. Very exciting. Oh, actually have some windows looking out. This might have more windows than civilian ships. That might be one of the concessions they talked about with the M having more armor. It's not going to let me take that. Dang it. These look like drone operator seats. What are those? Pilot ready room. These are sim pods, aren't they? It's like, wouldn't that be for like drone operators? So is it just going to be for yeah, probably just for simulating war games then. It's nice of the military to leave behind their Xbox. Okay, so cafeteria or these are lockers. No. Showers? These are a lot of toilets. Which usually I would think is a good thing, right? Like, you can never have too many bathrooms. Unless you're the one that has to clean them all. But since they did recently clarify that there are going to be poop citizen mechanics, now I'm kind of nervous that the number of toilets indicates how often we are going to need to use the toilet. But I guess it's only 1, 2, 3, 6 toilets here. 6 showers and 12 lockers. So, if you have 24 crew members, you could keep your toilets full if you do 4-hour rotations. Am I doing that math right? Okay, is the kitchen over here? Nope, this is bedding. This light would not let me sleep. I would be taping over this if it were my own bunk. When I sleep in my own room, it is dark. Like blackout dark. And I guess that's separate bedding for the XO and CO, right? What? There's more toilets! How often are our characters going to need to poop? I'm worried, guys. There's too many toilets. They're never going to let us leave. If they had one toilet for the whole ship, it would be unrealistic, but it would pacify my fears. Now I'm worried I'm never going to play the game. I'm just going to always be pooping. Can I yoink these ones? Let me take it! Oh, it's because I don't have a backpack. Silly me. I suppose I am a bit underdressed right now. Okay, what do we got here? Is this where I came from? Nope, shooting range. Right? nice armory. You get to keep that. That's cool. Schlag, I expect you to have this filled the next time you play the game, or the next time we play together. All the weapon racks, they all need to be filled. Very disappointed in you. Come on, you know better. How do I get over there? Where's the button? Wait. How did you get over the counter? One missing fuse breaks the entire ship? What? You just made it so much more tempting, though. Escape pod? Pity the fool that needs one of those and isn't on this side of the ship. You're just gonna die. What is this? Turret? Turret access? Nope. UVA storage room. Jeez, there's so much ship. Briefing room. Okay, that's definitely a turret. Cool. More EVA storage. Yeah, our armory. Component access? I'm guessing. Kind of what it looks like. There should be a label or ain't. Engineering, yeah, so probably some level of component access. This is the cargo bay. It's got 2 lifts. It's kind of cool. See, doesn't look like either of them have a grid, but maybe that's just implied. Though I guess you wouldn't really need a grid if all you're just trying to do is get the boxes in. Okay, that's stairs. Go. So here's the overlook into the hangar. Oh, and that just goes straight through. Okay. Alright, so back to those stairs. Take these up. What room is this? What did I just walk into? What does it say? Turret? It's a big turret. Holy cow. Wait, no, that's the top floor. That's the deck. We still gotta explore this deck. Oh, more turret. Okay, so yeah, just turrets on this level. That's fine. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And who the heck is this? Is that Schlog's body? Is it not 0 to pull out your fists? Oh, alright, that works. I think we need the seat here, buddy. There we go. Alright. Look at me. I am the captain now. Alright. Is this the fun chair? Is this the one that does the big stick? I do not see any controls. Is this purely a ceremonial seat then? I killed my friend needlessly. What the heck is that? It's a flask. That's cool. Observer seat. Oh, man. Alright. Pilot seat. Alright. I'll follow you to the med bay, because otherwise I will not find it on my own. Oh. Yeah. Oof. Well, we're in Will's hangar. I think we should be fine. But I guess we'll find out soon enough, huh? I am so lost already. I have no idea how we got here. Oh, it's bad. This is such a big ship. This is like legit gonna take time to memorize. It's like learning a whole map. One tier 1, 4 tier 3. So I mean, you can get into all kinds of trouble with this ship. And this is where the United Healthcare Administrator determines what health care you are entitled to based on their metrics. So that person right there didn't pay their premiums. They're gonna die. I need to be careful, otherwise I'm gonna accidentally turn into a political channel, and then I'm gonna really hate life. Docking collar. It's just got to be like towards the back, right? All right. Just follow Will's. Oh look! I was so close. I was doing so good. I would have had this. No. I would have gotten here. Come on. Alright, Slog says I need to try out the turret, so take us out of here. I'm gonna find that turret. Some say it's the best turret. It's this one off to the side, right? Oh! Ho ho ho! Look at that fanciness. Alright. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn on the software that turns on my sticks. So, those are useless to me right now. Unless I want to restart, which I do not particularly want to do.
Engines online. Launch complete. Landing gear rejected.
What are you? Another Idris. Oh, this game is going to be so broken for a while. I know, I was just taking a look. I was excited that I found it. Alright. After exit the elevator from the ship. Okay, so take the elevator. I'm assuming I just go down one in the elevator, right? Because it's got to stay towards the top. Where is the button for this? There we go. Bridge. Oh, it only goes to the one. That keeps it easy. Alright. And Will said go right, then full straight. So I'm going full straight. I don't think it's over here though. Oh, you meant another right. Go towards the front. I just pulled I don't know, can you? On Will's. I'm really tempted to do it again. You said keep the orange line to your right. Okay, alright. It's on my right. It's on my right. That takes me in here. I don't see a turret in here. Oh, okay, so these people can... These people might live.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green. Shields online.
Let's see. Why is it all dark?
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
What? The screen's not working.
Shields online. Weapon systems offline.
Alright, so what do you guys think? Should we do a box mission?
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green. Shields offline. Weapon systems offline.
Oh no, I'm not doing that again. I guess I should have paid attention to when I first logged in, see what missions were up. Or do we want to? I do kind of want to see those missions that we were told about. Combat Gauntlet. Here we go. Alright, sharing the mission with you, Wills.
Hey, rookie. Thanks for signing up for my combat pilot training course. Just to introduce myself, I'm Lucas Baramsko, but my students call me Gilly. I've served in 6 squadrons in the Navy and have over 10 years
Major lag spike.
teaching pilots how to fly and fight. For this first lesson, we're going to start off slow and evaluate how you handle yourself in some one-on-one dogfights. Everyone you're facing off against are former students of mine flying special training rigs. You can treat them like normal hostiles, so don't worry and do your best. They can handle it. All right, get ready, and I'll see you out there.
I know you guys are not going to get this experience on Twitch, because I think even it caps out at 60 frames, but I'm getting between 80 and 120 right now. I've never seen the game look this smooth. It feels like a totally different game when it runs like this. Oh, really? Man. I wish I did have the MFDs then. Oh, that's right. I should know better. I'm the one that made the Discord. Ba-ba-da-ba. Ahoy!
Welcome.
Thank you.
If you get the quantum animation to play, it's got a unique quantum animation too.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I didn't see the startup, but yeah, this is not the usual paint streaks I'm used to.
That's also because it's a new quantum drive that's faster than the 890s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it maxes out at 750 megameters
Okay.
per second.
I think that's going to be like 1.1 C.
It's almost 1 gigameter per second.
Wow. Oof. That is quite rapid.
We'll get started in a moment.
Okay, are we still in nav mode?
Yeah. One
Okay.
second.
Oh, wow! Okay,
Hostile spotted. Give him what you got.
that is straight up just flashbanging yourself every time. Oh,
There,
man.
target spotted. There's target spotted.
Yeah, it looks like on the other side. I do not envy anyone trying to... Oh, that's so cool! Come on, Wills, you can't take it out with one hit?
It's kind of bugged at the moment, so it doesn't do damage after you take out their shields.
Oh, really?
Cleared that wave.
Yeah.
Signal the next.
Okay,
It's
why was I not
effective
getting that
against-
targeting icon?
Blow into the right.
Yeah, where's my pip? Well,
Let me kill you.
All clear. Stand by for the next wave.
Is it just because these cannons are supposed to be for like hitting big stuff?
Yes.
So I get no targeting pips?
Well, I don't think that's what it's supposed to be happening at all. It's weird what's happening with you.
Like the little circle that shows you where your impact point isn't popping up.
Yeah, it should be. Don't know why it's not.
Yeah, pip glitch. Yeah, with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to fire the big guns. Oh, and now my map is gone too. I needed that.
Yeah. Hit F2 and then it will come back.
Oh! Look at that.
That's it. Lesson complete. Good work today.
You can come up to,
Hopefully, I'll
like,
see you soon
the
when you're ready
cockpit,
to
which
keep
is quite hard to find, and then go into, like, one of the other turrets.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. But, like, I was planning to go and do one of the higher tier missions for the ambushed missions. Because the ambush missions are quite unique.
Do any of these control a remote turret?
The top ones, the top decks, are all remote turrets.
Oh.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems
Now, where's the button?
Sharing a new mission.
Got it.
shields offline.
Okay. Lower.
Yeah, but if you
Lower
take the
bridge?
stairs from the side decks, it will lead directly to 4 different turrets.
Okay. Jeez, it's so crazy to see this in like more than 60 frames per second. Let's see if I get better UI here.
Alright, this will work. Find a good spot to park up and power down.
Alright, yeah, this one gave me MFDs, so maybe this will be better. I'm on the port side.
Yeah. Noted. I've never actually been in a top turret that's actually upgraded. It's always just been the size 6 cannons.
So I guess you can see those emission clouds from quite far away, huh?
Yeah. In the purpose beginning stages in the PTU, there was no emission cloud.
Oh, really?
It was it was so hard to know if you were actually in the thing or not.
Sit tight. Got word they're on their way.
I know, Sly. I wanted to do it too, but...
And don't lose your head. They'll be here soon.
This must be some emission cloud to hide an entire Idris, though. Holy crap. Like, can you imagine you're flying around and then all of a sudden there's a naval destroyer right behind you? You're pulling out of the Target parking lot and then suddenly there's an entire convoy of military tanks on your back.
Yeah, I got the next mission up too. It's the next target is an Aegis Reclaimer.
They're gonna need a reclaimer for that reclaimer.
Make sure no bothers while you're gone.
Now here's the thing with this mission, even after the countdown ends, you've still got to wait still till the actual target arrives.
There's a lot of ships
Looks like
here.
you're about to make some new friends.
There we go. We've got the main target.
Weapon systems online.
Okay, if I want to cycle forward on targets, what's the default keybind on keyboard?
T.
Just T?
Yeah, just T.
Alright, now it worked.
Shields under fire.
Hey! Where'd my pip go? Is it just because I'm angle locked? Yeah, that must have been it.
Oh.
It's so hard to aim with mouse and keyboard if you haven't done it in a while.
Oh, there we go.
You got them all.
Woo!
You're all done. Nice one. I'll get you paid.
Well, it may not be that they don't take damage, it's just incredibly hard to hit them.
Yeah, because, I mean, you definitely did most of the work there.
Yeah. But don't know what was happening with Val.
You got the details, so head out, get set, and crack down on them hard.
So with the bigger targets, it's easier to hit them with the laser.
Huh.
We can switch up if you want to fire the laser.
At some point,
After I
yes,
get
for
into-
sure.
Yeah.
This is actually
After I
probably a
get
good
into
one to
this-
switch up for, because a reclaimer is going to be an easy target to hit. I don't have
I'm
to be a
gonna
good
get
pilot.
us into the. Yeah, I'm gonna get us into the emission clouds, then we can switch up.
Okay. Guess I need to take some vitamin T. I'm having some heartburn.
Oh no.
So yeah, this is where it's gonna go down. Find a cover spot and go north.
We hit a tiny little asteroid in it. Put us entirely off course. I was on course, and then the tiny little asteroid completely knocked me off my feet.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, the part of the iceberg that the Titanic hit was relatively small. It kind of knocked it off course, too. And all those planes that Schlag works on can still get taken out by birds.
Smoke them if you got them. Time to wait.
There we go, we're in a pretty good spot now.
They're on their way.
Systems offline. Shields offline. Shields offline.
Alright. If anyone's watching this after the fact, don't make fun of my terrible aim. My sticks aren't working at the moment, and I don't fly mouse and keyboard hardly ever. It's not my fault.
Do go over and look at the open exterior and right click on that and then unlock all. You've got to do that every time after a quantum jump with non-owned ships.
Well, that was a shit show. Maybe up your game before you take another job from us.
Oh, was that... Shoot, was I not supposed to turn the ship on?
No, I don't think I was fully in the cloud yet.
Oh. Well, then it was
Yeah,
Will's
my
fault,
bad.
Stones! What the heck? Why is this guy getting mad at me? Well, I can still fire the laser. How long does that go?
A minute long.
Wow! Holy crap, it is literally 1,000. Yeah, it's straight up 60 seconds of firing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Got the next mission, though.
This is a big ship. you can feel that.
Yeah.
Alright. Beaver? What's quantum drive again?
Hold B.
There we go. And it's press to initiate, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Shields offline.
Okay, it's not letting me do it.
You might need to set the routes first.
Okay.
Weapon systems offline. Weapon systems online.
I think it's gonna make me do a preliminary jump somewhere else.
Oh, good then.
Yeah. I should be able to jump to this one.
I think the reason why the front cannon isn't getting pips is because it's not actually registering that it's a cannon. Hence why, or like that it's not a turret. Hence why there's no MFDs in it right now.
Oh yeah.
So if I hit on the power button on the little thing, it will trigger it to turn off the entire ship's power.
That's neat. You can see the planets flying by more clearly with this animation. Or maybe that's been a change that they did. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Been that like that since 4.1.
I guess it's just been a while.
Mm-hmm.
I like that though. It really adds to the ambiance.
Yeah, we're okay. Find a good spot and power down.
That one's going to be on the other side of the, or inside of the rock.
Like in the butt crack.
Yeah. don't think we're making it.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Or
Time to wait.
just don't move now.
Just keep cool and don't lose your head. They'll be here soon.
There we go.
I'm as in it.
Make sure no one catches us off guard.
Yeah. Just hold here until the C2 arrives.
Yeah, I'm as in it as an Idris can be.
It's a really, really tight fit.
Contact.
Some target practice of flying in hot.
Yeah, it's not on you that the front chart doesn't have pips. It just does not have them. It's not actually registering it as a gun.
That is pretty cool. Say hello to my massive friend. Like, you just get it on them and then you just delete their shields. Oh, it's such a big ship, though. Holy cow. Like, getting outflanked by a C2 is
A big issue. Yeah.
Hold still. Let me kill you! I'm turning so hard! Alright. I mean, it's not like they'll ever crack our shields as an NPC.
I'm coming up to switch turrets.
Oh! Oh! Oh, you're toast now, bucko! Nope! That wasn't enough! Dang it! Alright, let's see. They're starting to come up on the starboard side. Oh, nope. They cross lower. Come on, that was a hit. Give it to me, Sketchy. Okay, that did a little something. I think the more effective move is to literally go backwards against your target.
Yeah, that's usually my strategy against things.
Like, instead of trying to chase the pip, yeah, you're just like, I'll wait for it to come back around.
If you want, I can try and pilot the ship.
Are you saying I'm not doing a good job, Wills?
No.
Because it would be accurate, but it would be hurtful.
Accurately hurtful?
Shields under fire. Shields under fire.
Yeah! I helped! Let's see you run from this now, Mr. C2. Yeah! How do you like them apples? I really want to kill this Corsair too.
Shields under fire.
Well, they are...
I usually do this mission type in a Corsair. Funny enough.
Yeah, that would be a good ship for it. This is a bit overkill. Come on, please let me turn before he... Okay, holy cow, the Corsair stood up better on the shield side than C2 did.
Shields under fire.
It really bugs me that the NPC Corsairs always have their wings up. Just does not look good.
Shields under fire.
We don't need to kill the Corsair though.
Okay. Leave it alone. Alright, let's take this somewhere. I guess I've got 3 million HP of hull, so I don't need to super worry about taking hits.
More like 15 million.
Oh, yeah. We're good then.
We could try the patrol missions if you want.
I'm actually gonna close stream a little early today.
Yeah.
I do want to get some glamour shots though, so I just want to fly to somewhere safe.
Quantum travel initiated. Quantum travel complete.
Oh, good. And sounds like a plan.
Let's see. Get that lighting looking good. Oh, probably helps if I switch out of nav mode. Though it does play the animation, that's kind of neat. Pretty sure firing at the planet with this size of a gun would be a war crime.
It's only a mining laser, trust.
Yeah, it's for mining the planet from the next planet. Ooh, I know it would be a good shot. Alright. It's usually plus to go up, right? With the camera.
Usually I think it's plus in number pad, or plus and minus on number pad, if you have a full keyboard.
Yeah. Which I have my numpad plugged in, but it's not labeled. Need to like pull up a numpad layout on my phone. So it should be Is it just that the ship is so large that you can't move things around the same way? Oh, nope, Well, it's doing the field of view. I don't want it to. Ah, page up and down. That's what I was missing. That. Ooh.
Yeah. Up, down, page up, page down. So, right arrow, left arrow.
Yeah.
And then minus and plus keep numpad.
Yep. Now I got it centered. That is a really freaking cool laser. Alright. Well, that is the Idris, ladies and germs. Pretty neat. And, I think with that, gonna just, end the stream here. So, if you are new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Do all the YouTube things. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Special shout out to our channel members. Your support makes making content like this possible. There we go. There's our subscribe button. And then our shout out for our channel members. Again, your support makes my content journey possible, so thank you very much. Is that music playing because I killed you?
Yes.
It's kind of.
And guess who's coming?
Yeah. Well, I think I'm good. I think I'm just gonna chill in here.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
But anywho, like I said, this is Odd Job Entertainment. Where's the button? Signing off.